these thoughts are clumped together, right? And you could see one sign that reminds you of that time, and it's almost like you're going to relive the experience. Call it PTSD, call it trauma. Essentially, it's just ingrained in your memory, in your mind. Now, I didn't just come down to the beach because I wanted to show you guys the beautiful view and, help you feel like you're getting out of your house or out of bed. There's another reason that I came specifically to this beach here in White Rock, Canada. Now, I live about 5 minutes from this beach, but there was a time when I used to come down here when I was very, very sick. And I was feeling all these different symptoms, and I would come down here, pick a rock just like this, sit down, stare out into the ocean, and then wonder what life could be like if ever I got better. And this is when I was about 19 or 20 years old. Actually, there's a video right here. I'll show you guys. And I was so lost. I had no idea how to get better. I didn't even know what was going on. I thought I had some hidden disease that was incurable that doctors couldn't find. And that was about 8 or 9 years ago. And today I come here, it's 7:30 a.m. and I'm feeling very energized. I feel like I have thriving health. I'm waking up early, and this is something I envisioned for so long, to be able to come down here with energy to go for a run if I wanted to, have the actual energy to soak up this entire setting, right? So for quite a while, this place was a negative place for me, right? When I came down here, I was feeling sadness, I was feeling loss, desperation, hopelessness. But today I come down here and there's excitement, there's joy, there's gratitude for being able to actually soak in everything around here. And I think everybody I talk to, that's one of the goals. They don't want to do anything insanely out of the ordinary, right? Because when I talk to people, ask them about their goals, what would life be like if we had a magic wand and you could wave it and automatically you have your life back and you don't feel any symptoms anymore, what would you want to do? And a lot of people tell me, like, Miguel, if I could just walk outside, if I could just go eat lunch with my family, if I could just go sit outside in the backyard with no symptoms, I would be the happiest person ever. And I think that's the key word there. Be able to do that without symptoms, right? So back to my main topic. How do you get back to places like this that you have a negative association with? I had a lot of negative associations, not just with this place, but, certain parks, certain streets, certain roads, certain malls, certain restaurants, because I think once you go through a very, very emotional experience in a certain place, that's almost ingrained and burned into your memory. So even just driving by a street, it's going to trigger a lot of these emotions, trigger a lot of these feelings and memories and thoughts that you had. It's kind of like these thoughts are clumped together, right? And you could see one sign that reminds you of that time, and it's almost like you're going to relive the experience. Call it PTSD, call it trauma. Essentially, it's just ingrained in your memory, in your mind. So how do we do that? At first, it's not easy. First thing you have to do is regain your capacity for doing things. So you want to start slow. Don't even worry about getting back to those places that were triggering for you. We'll worry about that when we get there. Now, when you're at home, let's say you're at home and your home is the place that triggers you, you just start chipping away at it. You do the brain retraining, you swat away the thoughts, you calm your body down before it goes into a downward spiral, right? And don't allow it to get out of control. Once you do come across these places, I'll explain to you what it's like. Essentially, it's like painting over a picture. So let's say we have a canvas and we're painting over it, right? Or not painting over it, but we draw an original picture. Because a lot of these places, let's say I used to come to the beach all the time growing up, and then I had some very negative experiences. So that became my new picture of the beach. Well, it also works the other way around, because you can paint over that negative picture with more positive things. So once you start coming to the beach, or once I start coming to the beach, or start having more positive experiences, I go down to get ice cream, I come hang out with a friend, I drive by here and there's a beautiful sunset and I'm listening to music, I'm repainting that picture I have with the beach. Right? And same thing with all these other places. Let's say the hospital that I was staying at for 2 months. Every time I drove by it before, for the first 6 months, I would feel something weird in my stomach. I'm like, wow, that's where it could have all ended, right? But every time I drove by there, once I would feel that, I would think to myself, well, guess what? It didn't end. And look where I am now. I'm so grateful I have my life to live. You're recreating those associations with these different places. And over time, little by little, you're going to paint over that so it's a fresh new picture. Are you going to still have some bad memories about that place? Yes, maybe a little bit. I can still go back to the time where I was sitting on a rock just like that, and I was feeling sad for myself, feeling sorry, crying while looking out at the ocean, right? But I don't get stuck there anymore. That's the thing. Like, I can observe that, but I'm not attached to it, right? It's something that happened, but I've now moved on, right? And that's what's going to happen with you guys and all these different associations that you have, right? It's no different from, let's say you went through a breakup, right? And you find a shirt of theirs 6 months later in your closet, and then it triggers all of these memories and emotions and all those things, right? And it brings all those things back. We just have to tell yourself in that moment, okay, well, but look where I am now. What were the benefits of us not being together? What are the drawbacks when we were together? Because once we get caught in these fantasies that it was only good or only bad, that's when we'll have a very skewed vision and be very emotional about it. But the true way to heal is to look at the actual moment, look what were the benefits and what were the drawbacks. I'm going to talk about this in more videos of mine on this channel, but it's really finding the balance in things. So another thing I did was, when I looked back at that situation where I perceived it as being really negative, I looked at, in that moment of time, what were the benefits? What was happening at that exact same time that was positive? So me sitting on a rock here, when I was looking out into the ocean, feeling bad, feeling sorry for myself, well, I saw it as a negative event, but what was the positive in it? What was the actual factual, unbiased positive in it? What was the benefit, right? For me, one of my highest values is personal development. And I think a lot of people who get CFS, their highest value is also personal development. You want to become a better person. You want to grow and heal. You want to expand and just level up, essentially. CFS is the ultimate personal development journey, I think. It's the most extreme personal development journey. But when I was sitting there by myself, I could have been doing so many other things if I was healthy. I would probably be out with my friends, working like crazy, doing all this stuff, but I was sitting there thinking about how I wanted my life to be, where I could have improved, where I could have done better and avoided this situation. What do I want my life to be like in 5 years, in 10 years, if I got my life back? Because I didn't even think it was possible to recover, right? So that's the ultimate personal development journey. But I didn't see that at the time. And I didn't see that with all these memories up until now, when I started thinking of things that way. And there's a great author, he's a personal development person, he's called Dr. John DeMartini, and he really broke down these principles to me the other day. And
it's amazing how much you can dissolve and collapse and free yourself from once you start looking at the benefits and drawbacks in each situation. But that's all I wanted to share, right? I just trained here, don't want to annoy you guys, so I hope you got some value out of this video. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed this kind of content. Comment down below, what are some places that you still need to overcome your negative association to? Just comment down below. See you guys in the next video.